Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Cindy from Group35. Today I would like to present to you a case analysis named Humanized Robot. My presentation divided by 6 parts including case background, problems, possible solution, risks, recommendation as well as reference resources. We decided to we decided to use the three main theoretical model, which is job characteristic model, combination between Maslow model and Haxber's model. Firstly, I will give you some information about the group case studies. Helen took over a small company from her deceased fathers in order to improve productivities and reduce costs. She made up a series of changes, including treatment strategies for employee, changing business process and company's goals. Unfortunately, the output of her changes led to a negative consequence. And now, currently, Helen wants to solve this problem by motivating employee and boost their productivities. The main cause of this problem is the motivation of employee. According to the job characteristic model, Helen employees are not meeting core job dimensions, thus which is lack of skill varieties, task identities, and task significance. In this part, task significance is more vital with a Helen employees because employees are assigned tasks, and these tasks must be fulfilled based on Helen's goals of competing with international companies in Japan. She also announced that she will cut all the company's share profit program with employees. The employees do not truthfully want to reach their full potential with Helen goals because they don't really see it as meaning of themselves or societies. The employee only do it because it is a part of his job. This is reflected when Helen walked through one of the plan. She felt that the employee are not really doing their best. The factor lead to lead employee do not get a experience meaning of work based on the job model. The next one is employee lack autonomies. Helen itself increased the limit of production by 20%. She ordered the frontline supervisor to monitor employee closely, even cut down the leisure time. Moreover, Helen also made a decision to cut 10% to cut the wage of employee if them do not increase the productivity by 10%. This makes employee really completely passive in the setting a goal or the time to completing them. Yes, this factor leads the employee to the not experiencing the second most important psychological state in the job characteristic model, that is experience responsible for the result of the job. The last one is really important, that is lack of the job feedback. Yes, she decided to close the softball companies without the employees' command. The next one is she changed the process operating with employee, like she don't have the demand to listen them or to get their feedback. This is important because this factor lead to employee do not experiencing the third important psychological state in the job characteristic model, which is knowledge of actual result or result. This is important because Helen staff are not aware of this importance of achieving goals. They also do not get a feedback on the performance, how they are doing right or wrong. Therefore, they also reduce the productivities. Firstly, possible solution. Our team. Let me move to financial motivation factors. Yes, according to Haxberg human theory, this is a first factor determine whether employee will work or not. Depending on the ratio appropriate with her companies, Helen can build a percentage of the following items: salaries, wage or commission, profit sharings, bonuses, performance-related pays, or share ownership. Share ownership important because it helps them to feel like they are working for their own company instead of working as a higher labels. These methods also have some advantages and disadvantages. The most important advantage is people feel they are a part of the companies, and this is also a hygiene factors of the Hexbert human factor theories without depending on feeling their superiors. Yes, and in contrast, the drawback, the short-term motivation also apply. Yes, it is difficult to build a detailed scheme. And the last one, the employee also compare the rates with the competitors. Let me move to the non-financial motivation. This non-financial motivation is focused on build a internal motivation in Helen employees. It's based on two techniques: job rotation and job enrichment. With the job rotation, Helen can apply job rotation by changing employee from one job to another, but the same skill. Advantages here is increased employee motivation. Relationship with colleagues are strengthened because they understand each other and avoid frequent repetition of a job position. And the drawback, before reaching a full potential of another position, employee may feel a loss of productivities. Responsible talent, especially as employee, can experience significant reduction because they just want to focus on the work. The work environment and work rotation can disrupt and decrease productivity because employee need a time to adjust a new job. The second technique is co-job enrichment. Hesbert point out that to make employees feel more worthy of the job by increasing the duty of the job because the duty are now full of excitement, challenging and creating. My team would like to suggest that Helen focus on four features of companies is which is increase and direct feedback, power to plan own work, encourage participation by the program called employee involvement authorities of direct communication. The advantages of these methods are by explaining of Helen Stark what her A2A role mean in Japanese market. If a purpose is social and meaningful, the employee will respond with enthusiasm. Employee have a right to decide on her goal and action. Direct communication would help Helen better understand her employee, as well as her employee also understand exactly what she want them to finish. Direct communication, this help to increase productivities, make the work interesting for employees. Helen can apply program for employee involvement, which is including participative management and represent participation. This program will provide a greater sense of responsibility, self-control, and self-esteem by allowing more autonomy with tasks motivated by employee by providing them an opportunity to develop a progress. Drawback of this element is involve the greater cost of implementation and lack of long-term commitment of resources.
Now let me move to our group recommendation given Helen's current problem. Our team recommends that you apply a few key points in both your employees' financial and non-financial motivation to solve the problem. Firstly, this is financial motivation factor of employees in Herzberg's model. It was mentioned that salary as a maintenance factor also corresponds to physiological needs in Maslow's model. Helen intends to cut wages if employees do not increase productivity by 10%. This proves that she decides the employee's salary based on feelings. Therefore, our team recommends that she should build a clear structure of salary bonus and commission so that employees can work with peace of mind. In addition, putting the company profit sharing policy is also considered the right solution because employees always feel responsible, motivated, as if they are working for the company they own. Secondly, Helen should use the job design technique by focusing on job enrichment. To do this, Helen should divide employee involvement into two ranks. The first is managed participation. Helen directly shares his vision, requests a job as well as listens to scenario managers. The second level of representation or participation is that Helen empowers senior managers to work directly with the department they take over and gives them the power to handle the work themselves as long as goals that are met. The consequence is that if Helen does not adopt the solution to building a clear salary structure, it will lead to a loss of trust and motivation from employees. In addition, if you cut back on corporate profit sharing programs or sell your employee concessional coupons, employees will perceive them as hearing and don't feel the need to try their best for the job. Next, if Helen does not agree with the diversification of work, namely listening, sharing, and responding to employees, her employees will not know the meaning of the work they are doing, as well as not knowing how to overcome the difficulties they face. This results in low performance as well as a very high rate of turnover. However, if Helen follows our team's recommendation, she will most likely get the exact same result as the job characteristic model. Here is our reference sources. That brings us to the end of my presentation.